Emotional trauma in the context of mind control involves manipulating a person's emotions to create instability and dependency. This method often works in tandem with psychological and physical trauma to exert control over the victim. Emotional trauma can be inflicted through various means such as manipulation of relationships, emotional abuse, and fostering dependency. Manipulation of relationships. Controllers may isolate victims from their loved ones to increase dependency. They might create conflicts between the victim and their support network. Emotional abuse. This includes verbal insults, humiliation, and constant criticism to undermine the victim's self-esteem. Emotional abuse can create feelings of worthlessness and helplessness. Fostering dependency. Controllers often position themselves as the only source of emotional support. This tactic makes the victim increasingly reliant on the controller for validation and comfort. Environmental manipulation. In addition to direct emotional abuse, the environment can be manipulated to enhance emotional trauma, creating an unpredictable environment. Constantly changing rules and expectations create a sense of instability. The victim is kept in a state of emotional turmoil, unable to predict or control their environment. Withholding affection. Affection and approval are given or withheld to manipulate the victim's emotions. This creates an emotional roller coaster, making the victim crave the controller's approval. Gaslighting. Controllers make the victim doubt their own perceptions and feelings. This tactic increases the victim's dependency on the controller's version of reality. Impact. Emotional trauma undermines an individual's emotional stability and self-worth. It creates a state of chronic stress, impairs emotional regulation, and weakens resilience. Example, a manipulative partner might isolate their significant other from friends and family, constantly criticize their actions, and withhold affection to create emotional dependency. This emotional manipulation makes the victim more likely to comply with the partner's demands. Identifying emotional trauma in mind control. Questions to ask yourself. Do I feel isolated from my friends and family? Am I experiencing frequent emotional highs and lows based on one person's actions? Do I feel worthless or constantly seek approval and validation? Is someone manipulating my emotions to control my actions or decisions? Questions to ask the controller. Why are you isolating me from my support network? Can you explain the constant criticism and emotional abuse? How do you justify manipulating my emotions to achieve compliance? Why is my environment being controlled to create emotional instability? Strategies to counter emotional trauma. Seek emotional support. Reach out to trusted friends, family, or professionals who can provide emotional support and validation. Rebuild relationships. Reconnect with your support network to reduce emotional dependency on the controller. Establish emotional boundaries. Set clear boundaries to protect yourself from emotional manipulation and abuse. Strengthen emotional resilience. Engage in activities that improve your emotional health and well-being. Practices such as mindfulness, therapy, and self-care can enhance your emotional resilience. Educate yourself. Learn about the signs and effects of emotional trauma and mind control. Understanding these tactics can empower you to recognize and resist them. Conclusion. Emotional trauma is a powerful form of control that can have lasting effects on an individual's emotional health and well-being. Recognizing the signs of emotional trauma and taking steps to counteract its effects are crucial for reclaiming your autonomy and emotional stability. Remember, seeking help is a vital step towards recovery and breaking free from this cycle of abuse.